Hello, Dragonlings! Welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Sky. I write paranormal romance under the name SKYE'S, and today we're doing, if you can't tell, I am dressed like Princess Leia, because today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Today we're going to be doing another Gals with Goals video. If you'd like to do writing sprints, there actually is a writing stream going on right now on Amber Craft's channel. I didn't realize until this morning that she has taken over Alina's time slot on Saturdays for 10 a.m. So if you'd like to do writing instead of watching this video, feel free. I put her link in the description. But anyways, if you want to introduce yourself, Amy, feel free.
Hello, I am Amy Nobody. I am a certified SEO consultant, and I started joining Sky for all of these writing streams and Gals with Goals videos because I am in the process of writing my first fiction book. I actually just finished my first rough draft the other day for my Camp NaNoWriMo goal. Thank you. Woo! Camp NaNoWriMo, April 2019, I finished it. So that was one of my goals, my bi-monthly goals, and I crushed it.
Yay! So this is how we're going to do today's stream. Hold on, I need to fix my camera real quick. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to go over our goals for March and April and talk about what we accomplished and what we did not accomplish. And then we're going to switch over. We're going to both go over those, and then we'll switch over, and each of us will talk about what we plan to do for May and June and how we hope to accomplish those goals. Hi, Tegan. Welcome. If you want to do writing instead, Amber is hosting a live stream on her channel. Like I just said, didn't realize she took over Alina's time slot. So I really don't like doing streams at the same time as someone else. It makes me feel really bad. And I feel really bad because apparently she mentioned this last night on Sarah's stream. And I just missed the memo because I didn't watch Sarah's stream. I was doing D&D. So, yeah. But welcome. Alrighty. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Because mine's going to be a lot fast. Very fast.
You can go first. It's your channel.
Okay. So, usually I make a lot of goals when I do these, but lately I've been cutting down the number of them, and then the steps involved with each one is a lot higher. So for March and April, my plan.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got to go.
Chicken emergency. Life happens even when you're live. But for March and April, I had, okay, I gotta count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had 9 goals originally. If you watched my last Gals with Goals stream, it was originally 7, but I added some more that were during the stream itself, I believe, that kind of needed to happen before some of these other goals, or they were bonus goals. But so my first goal was to complete the Damned and Dangerous series. I had 10K left to finish Damned and Deadly at the beginning of March, and my goal was to finish that and then work on Damned and Demonic, which is the 3rd book in that trilogy. I actually did not complete this one. I finished Damned and Deadly, but I did not finish Damned and Demonic. I still have about 3 or 4 more chapters to write before that one is actually completely done. It did end up being, Damned and Deadly ended up being 10K more than I was predicting. And then Damned and Demonic is looking like it's going to be 20 to 30K longer than I predicted. So the first one was 50K. The second one was 60K. And it's looking like the third one's going to be somewhere between 70 and 80K. Yeah, that was not predicted. So
that's adding up fast.
It is adding up fast. My second goal was one of the only ones I completed. I wanted to read 8 books. Originally last night, I didn't think I actually did this because underneath it, of those 8 books, 2 of them had to be nonfiction. And I didn't realize until I was looking at it this morning that I actually did finish the second nonfiction book. I read on my Kindle app on my phone, and I look at the percentage-wise, and I hadn't reached the 99, 100%. So I wasn't calling it finished. However, I realized this morning that the stuff I hadn't read yet was all the information about the 2 co-authors that wrote the book. So I did actually finish it. So I did accomplish that goal. Goal 3 was to schedule and attend some appointments for both myself. I have 3 teeth that need to be pulled. I'm in a lot less pain. The nerve finally died, I guess. I don't know what to call it. So I'm not in pain anymore, which is the reason I haven't gotten that done.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it turns out there was a whole debacle. We were waiting for insurance cards that we were never going to get because it was actually supposed to go based on our health insurance, which I did not know. I also needed to schedule an eye appointment, and I'll have more about that in detail in a little bit because that has changed a lot of what future plans are going to look like. And then I needed to do doctor's appointments for me, my girls, and my husband. None of that ended up happening. And there's really no excuse, except it didn't happen. So, meh.
Yeah, that's life.
Live streams. I wanted to do at least 2 live streams a week. If you've been on this channel, you know there's been a lot of live streams. There hasn't necessarily been 2 a week, but there's been a lot of live streams.
Mm-hmm.
The next goal after that was another one. It's not fully complete. That's actually what I'm going to be working on the rest of today and tomorrow, hopefully, is that we have gotten infestation of bed bugs in our house, and we got to treat that shit. My kids actually brought home a letter sometime this past week, and the schools treat it like lice. It needs to be treated, and it needs to be changed before my kids can go back to school, kind of thing. If they continue, let me rephrase that because that sounds really weird. If they find any bed bugs on them at school, they will be sent home and not allowed to return until they have gotten a health official to say they're not infected, kind of stuff. So I didn't realize they treated it like lice. It's good to know. So yeah, that's got to get done, like soon. Next goal on my list. What?
I said that is a bummer.
God. I do not wish bed bugs on my worst enemy, and I did mention that when we did our last goals stream. Like, I don't hate a lot of people. I strongly dislike a lot of people, but I don't hate a lot of people, and I would not wish this on anyone I actually hate, and that's saying a lot. The next goal was to get my newsletter done. That didn't happen. I did start looking at it, though. Megan.
A couple videos, a couple of how-to recommended videos.
Yeah.
Did some research.
Yeah. I wanted to write a reader magnet. This was if I finished the Damn and Dangerous series. This was one of the ones that I was like a bonus goal kind of thing. I wanted to write a reader magnet to go in my newsletter. Didn't happen. I know what I want to write, but I haven't written it yet. Next one was to edit the Damned and Dangerous series, which obviously wasn't going to happen unless I finished writing the Damned and Dangerous series. Since I didn't finish writing it, I didn't edit it. And then another bonus one was to write the first draft of Silence of the Wolf. And again, that was only if I finished the other main goals, because I like to have one editing project at one time and one drafting project at one time, so I can alternate between the two. But because I didn't finish writing Damned and Dangerous series, I didn't start writing Silence of the Wolf. Instead, I wrote other things. So, yay.
Yeah, you still flexed your writing muscles, so still got some done.
I did a lot of writing this month, all things considered. It just wasn't what I had originally planned to write for these 2 months.
Right.
So, there's that. All right, what about you? What did you accomplish and not accomplish in March and April?
My main goal for March and April was to complete my first draft of, I'm calling it 777 because luck is one of the major themes and I don't have a title for it yet. So, and I finished it. I finished it on April 27th, 3 days ahead of the end of April for my Camp NaNoWriMo.
Woo! Woohoo!
I did that one. And then I went ahead and just gave myself the rest of the month off. I figured I'd start editing on May 1st, but because motivation is not one of my strong suits, it ended up being this whole week that I went ahead and took off. So I've only lost 4 or 5 days out of May to start the editing process, and I'm not under any time constraints. So it's just a oversight. But I went ahead and took the rest of the week off because we were doing a lot of sprinting and all that stuff. And now that I finished the project, I know how my brain works. I know I need that break. Like I need to just completely not even think about this thing for a couple of days. Then I can come at it with fresh eyes. So um that's a goal that I finished, which will lead into one of my new goals.
There you go.
My other big goal was to do SEO on 3 clients' sites, which I have been doing. And there's still a lot for me to learn. It's one of those things where I'm certified, I know what I'm doing, I'm good at it, but it changes so much so suddenly that there's always something new for me to learn. This is, it's a new field to me compared to all my writing. I've been doing writing for years. I've only been doing SEO for like 2 years now. And so, I know what I'm doing. I earned my certification and I kicked ass. But every once in a while, there's still some kind of update. And I'm like, why does that affect me? What is that? What does it do? And I have to go research it all. But the more that this happens to me, the easier my research is becoming, I'm noticing, because I just know more. The things make more sense when it's something out of the blue. And so I'm still working on those 3 client sites. And it's going great. I'm fixing problems, setting stuff up, editing. It's all good. And my third one was to follow my DBA plan because I'd like to set up an LLC to do all of my SEO under and everything. And it's going to cost a couple $100 to set it up. So it's not unattainable, but it's also not something that I have the pocket money right now to just do. So I'm just setting money aside, and when I'm ready to start taking on more new clients, then I think I'm going to set up the LLC and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get my current clients to like a state of homeostasis where they don't need me to do any real hard work on the websites. I'll just be in a position of maintaining the SEO and keeping up with the stuff. Then I'm going to take on some new clients, and which is always exciting. I like new clients. And I also like getting rid of the ones that I don't really get along with. Sorry, I'm not the one for you.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this partnership won't work out.
I know, right? And reading is one of my goals, which I've been doing okay, but I have not been reading at the pace that I should be because I spend so much time reading SEO stuff. Like, I've even gotten sucked into just some blogs of people who do SEO and they have their own blog. They talk about their life and I like them and I learn from them. So I caught myself. I spent like 3 hours on this chick's site the other day just reading her old posts where she was talking about, her journey and her life and all that stuff. And that tends to happen to me quite a bit. I've gone down many a rabbit hole and I foresee many more in my future. And so reading has not been balanced the way that I would like it to be. That's a better way to say it. I want to get back to reading fiction because I've been reading mostly nonfiction for the last 10 years or so. The occasional fiction book, if somebody was like, oh my God, you have to read this book, or if it was a book that I knew to expect because it was by an author that I liked or something like that, I'd read it. But now that I'm taking my fiction writing more seriously, I understand the need to read more fiction. I have to exercise that part of my brain as a reader to help me develop it as a writer.
Yeah.
So my reading is not balanced the way that I would like it to be. But I have really gotten into comic books lately, which I've always known that I liked, but I didn't really have access to them. And now my local library is like really trying to like stir up the younger kids and all that stuff. And they went from having like maybe 200 comic books on the shelf to like maybe 600 or 700 now. Like when you walk over there to that shelf, it's just books on every row. And I'm like, oh. And they got like 10 of The Sandman by Neil Gaiman, which is in my very limited knowledge of comic books, it is my favorite. And so I'm getting to go back and reread through it. I checked them all out. And I've just been crossing my fingers and nobody puts a hold on them and I have to turn them back in.
You're the one that has them.
Yeah. And anybody who doesn't know, Sky and I we're friends in high school and we live relatively close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the same library. So yes, Sky, it was me. And don't worry, it won't be the last time. I'm gonna go back in there and snatch up all those labyrinth next time I see the set too. So I've been reading, but it's stuff like that, which it's Neil Gaiman, so it's brilliantly written. It's so good. But I still need to read more fiction. So that's one of my goals that will definitely carry over because to me, I can't remember how I explained it in that last stream, but there are goals that are tasks that need to be accomplished. And then there are goals that are habits that need to be maintained. And I want reading to be my habit that is maintained. So I keep putting it on my goal list to remind myself this matters.
Yeah.
And my other one was that I jokingly said I needed to update my avatar because I still had Halloween avatar where I dressed up as Miss Universe. And so I did it. Sky made me a custom avatar, which you can probably see as I'm running my mouth. I think my little bubble pops up when I'm talking. And I'm Yoda today. Sky's dressed up as Leia, and I'm dressed up as Yoda. And my little caption says, "May the 4th be with June," because that's the name of our live stream today.
Yeah.
And but I was playing around the other day doing some photo editing, and I made myself another avatar to put in place. I know, right? Starting tomorrow, starting the next time I remember to do it. Who are we kidding? And, so I accomplished that one. Woo! And that was pretty much the extent of my goals. You know, there are tasks that come up and life happens, and I did pretty good. So yeah, that was my March-April goal and my accomplishments thereof. I accomplished the first rough draft, and that's like all that matters. I'm still bragging about it.
Yeah. Hey, I don't blame you. I would be too.
My very, very firstest one. And I always forget that I wrote these screenplays a couple of years ago. And I absolutely loved them. Like, I intend to submit them one day. I just need more beta readers and to, buy the copyrights and all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of gets put to the wayside because my writing hasn't been much more than, an amusing hobby for the last 10 years since I graduated. So that makes me sound so old. Somebody called me grandma last night. This guy couldn't have been more than like 3 years younger than me, but he called me grandma. But when I say stuff like that, oh yeah, the 10 years since I graduated, I'm like, oh damn, I am old. Wow.
That reminds me, I need to send you an email that was sent to me because of a newsletter I'm signed up for that was talking about writing for Netflix shows.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
In that.
I have one idea that I absolutely know Netflix would fucking love, but I don't know that I'm a good enough writer to write it, if that makes sense. Like, in my mind, the idea is like, oh my God, they would eat it up. But it's up to me to give them something that they actually eat up, and I don't know if I could do that.
Gotcha. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. Thank you. I love this costume, too. Usually I wear makeup, but I woke up at like 9:30. I have been scratching ever since just to get on the stream. So
you look wonderful.
Thank you. For those of you in the comments section, do you guys do bi-monthly goals, monthly goals? Let us know what your goals were and if you accomplished them for March and April if you do bi-monthly goals, or just April if you do monthly goals. Let us know how you guys did. We're going to go ahead and talk about what our plans are for May and June. May the 4th be with June.
Isn't that cute? Isn't that not the cutest title yet?
It is the cutest title. However, if you are looking at this stream, you'll know it just says May the 4th be with June because we kept going back and forth about what day to do this stream.
You're going to fix that.
I will fix it. Calm yourself. Calm your tits, woman. I will fix it.
Calm the calamity that is your memories.
Oh man, the dick.
Kakuna your tatas is my favorite. What was the other one they said?
I don't know. There was so many big.
I know there were so many of them. There was like 8 at one time. We couldn't stop giggling.
Last night at D&D was nothing but dick and titties all night long. No, I cannot watch your video. I'm live.
Oh, shit.
Take it to your room.
Sky and I play D&D together. For the audience, you may not know.
Yeah.
My character got shot in the chest last night, so boob jokes ensued.
And then, of course,
the rest of the night.
And then, of course, we started talking about past characters, and my past character is a bard who plays the pan flute. And my husband had to make a comment about the fact that playing flute's very well. And if you can't understand that, then I can't help you.
Spicy was his choice of words. Spicy. I was like, high fives all around. If it's not spicy, you're not doing it right.
And that just continued for the rest of the night, for like the next 4 hours.
Sky turned so red. She turned the color of that curtain behind her, I swear.
I was about this red, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, May, June goals. Most of my goals are transferring over from March and April just because of what they are. But I'm going to go ahead and go through them briefly because there's most are the same. I'm actually not going to finish writing the end of Damned and Demonic because if you watch the past couple of streams I've been on, I hit a snag where I wrote myself into a plot hole. Amy and I did chat about how to fix that plot hole. However, in order to fix that plot hole, I'm going to go back and add some little tidbits into the rest of the trilogy because the plot hole only appeared in the 3rd book. And I want to sprinkle it in so you see hints and tricks to it throughout the whole trilogy now that we've worked out how to do that. So my first goal is actually to edit the Damned and Dangerous series. I'm so close to finishing Damned and Demonic, and because I don't want to write anymore with that plot hole in place, I'm just going to go back to the beginning, start fresh, and edit everything. So that's the first goal. I need to update my live stream and YouTube schedule. If you watched my last stream where I was live, I mentioned that I wasn't going to do any more streams the rest of this week. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know I don't have any streams next week either. I'm not doing any next week. I have been fighting with headaches for the past couple of weeks. This is week 3, actually. I even have a headache right now. It's right behind this eye. And I know what's causing it. It's from how you're good. It's because I spend so much time in front of a screen now that I'm not working a full-time job. Not that it matters because I worked in front of a screen there too, but I took breaks more often. I'm not taking breaks as often as I should be, and I know it because even when I'm using the app, I'll still sit here and look at the screen during my break. So, and by app, I mean the demon app that screams at us when it's break time and time to write. So, I am
anti-demon app.
So, I have so much eye strain going on that even right now, I'm not even looking at my screen. I'm looking at the camera because my eyes hurt every time I look at the screen. And that will go into one of my other goals. But so there's not going to be any streams for the rest of this week, or next week. And I don't know yet when I'm going to have my next live stream. I will have a video talking about that when I do it. But until I can go see an eye doctor and get glasses, or at least know that glasses are on the way, I probably will not be doing a stream again. But I do need to update my description area because Alina's channel, Alina's streams have changed. She has 2 streams really late my time during the week now on Monday and Wednesday. And then Amber Craft has taken over doing streams on Saturday mornings. She's actually streaming right now if you want to write instead. Her link is actually in the chat. Because I didn't realize until this morning that she is taking over Alina's time slot on Saturday mornings. So there's that. I will be updating that schedule. I'm going to be trying to do more regular videos because I do need to start doing more regular videos. So that's kind of going to take the place of all those live streams. I just don't know what that's going to be like yet. I haven't figured that part out. My next goal is to read 8 books. That's going to be something that's pretty much on my goals list every time. 2 of those books have to be nonfiction. And because of Tamara's streams that she does with the talking about writing books, I pretty much figure I'm going to accomplish this goal. So there's that. She does have a stream later today. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will be missing it because after this I'm going to an event that's Star Wars related. But so she does have her next book talk. They're going to be talking about the book The Healthy Writer, which I need to take into advice myself.
Good nerd.
I know. My next goal is to, instead of saying appointments and talking about all the appointments, I just want to get my eye appointment done. I'm actually, once the kids are in school on Monday morning, my plan is to go to the local eye doctor and talk to them about scheduling an appointment and getting my eyes checked out, because I know that's what's causing the headaches, is the fact that I strain from the computer. I'm supposed to have glasses. I was prescribed glasses in 2010, but at one point while I was at work in 2013, I lost said glasses, and I have not had my eyes checked or gotten glasses again since then because, insurance, money, those things I don't have. And I know how much my prescription glasses cost. So it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And now it's affecting me and my job. So
yeah, your productivity.
Yep. We need to continue treating for bed bugs. That's going to start today, slowly but surely, hopefully this weekend. I moved the newsletter over to this set of goals. I want to get that done and set up. I also plan on writing a reader magnet for that, and it's going to be deal with the Damned and Dangerous series. It's going to be a prequel of sorts, screenshot that gets hinted at several times in all three books. It's already been hinted at in all three books, but I'm actually going to write out what happened, the events, and that's going to be the reader magnet that I put in my newsletter.
Mm.
The last two things is, for anyone who's been on my channel the past couple times, we talked about the fact that I have discovered World Anvil, which is a site that allows you to create basically a wiki dealing with your fictional worlds. It was originally designed for authors and people who do RPG stuff. So like if you are a game master or a DM for D&D, Pathfinder, anything RPG tabletop wise, it works for you there. Or if you are a fiction writer, this doesn't just necessarily have to be fantasy. I've seen where some mystery authors are using it too to keep track of their mysteries and the events that happen and the clues that are left behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very cool site that I will leave a link to in the comments section, actually.
You also mentioned doing a user review for it maybe in a month or so when you've gotten familiarized with all the tools.
Yes. There is a free version. There's also package versions. Currently, I'm using the free version. I do plan on switching to the package version at some point. Don't know when. It's not going to be as soon as I would like it to be. And then I'll be able to do my user review probably while it's still on the free version, because I would like to do a user review on the free version versus the paid version, because there are differences. But I've already decided I'm going to do the paid version just because I like the extra features that you get.
Mm-hmm.
That will go into my goals once I get my newsletter up and running. That will go into my goals for in the future.
Yeah.
I do have some plans. Oops, I can't type. And then the last goal that I have is that I want to edit How's It Hanging, which is the novella I wrote in April. I want to edit it so I can write the next book. But I wrote down a whole list of books that I have completed that are just in editing stages, and that list is 14 books long.
Oh my.
Yeah. I'll have another video soon about why there's so many in the editing stage and none in the published stage. Because there's a lot of overlap there. There's that.
14 instances of overlap.
14 instances of overlap. This is from like 4 different series, just so you know.
Yeah.
But that's going to be my next thing, is to edit everything, basically. I'm not even, except for the reader magnet, I am not planning on writing anything the next 2 months. Now, I say that, And I wasn't planning on writing How's It Hanging either, and I wrote that. So that tells you a lot about my plans right there. I don't always go with them.
Yeah.
But what about you? What are you doing? May and June. What are your goals?
May and June. My big one is that I think I can be done with my clients' sites and ready to take on new clients by the end of June.
Okay.
So that's my big one. I'm going to spend the rest of May really fine-tuning these sites and making sure that everything is good to go. And going to go ahead and redo my cover letter, redo my resume, and that kind of stuff. Just update it, make sure it's nice, neat, and pretty. And find somewhere to start hunting down new SEO work, because where you find SEO work is just as diverse as where you find writing work. So you really have to hunt it down. And but any good freelance gig, you have to hunt. You got to be prepared to hunt. And so that's going to be my main one, that I want to get my SEO clients taken care of, that I have, and prepared for starting to seek out new clients for the second half of the year. And that's not going to be difficult, but it is going to take time. So I think that'll take me probably the rest of May to do.
Okay.
And my second major goal is going to be, I'm really excited to start my second draft of 777. And I'm calling it a rewrite, because what I'm going to do is I have a 17-inch screen on my laptop, so I have a big enough screen to do this. I'm going to snap the old copy into the left. I'm going to snap the new one into the right. And I am going to go through sentence by sentence and rewrite it, because my first draft is so bare bones. It's so minimal. It's really, really, really thin. And I want to add a little bit more purple prose to it. You know, I know different people have different opinions on the word purple prose. You see it as a negative. To me, I see it as poetic. And I'm lacking like any purple. Okay, I'm not even lavender at this stage, let alone purple.
You want lavender prose, not purple prose. Purple prose is when you overdo all the pretty poetic words.
Okay, yeah. See, when I learned it, that's not what it was. And but you're not the only person who has said that, so I may have learned it incorrectly. And yes, what it is in the writing community is an excess of what I'm just calling pretty syntax. Huh?
Or the meaning has changed over the years.
Yeah, I did read it in a book that was published in like the early 90s when I first heard of it.
Gotcha.
So, that's how I'm going to do that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a goal to finish. My book has 7 chapters and 47 scenes.
Okay.
And I have not gone through and counted exactly how many scenes are in each chapter, so I don't know off the top of my head. But I think I'm just going to try to finish 1 chapter per month. And if I do more than that, great. But I think I'm going to try to finish the rewrite of 1 chapter per month. That'll give me, you know, ballpark 8 scenes.
Okay.
To rewrite over the course of a month.
For those who don't know, her book only has 7 chapters because it deals a lot.
Yeah. Did I not say that?
Takes place over 7 days. Deals a lot with luck. Her book only has 7 chapters, so a chapter a month is a lot more than it sounds like. My chapters are only about 3,000 words long. I think hers are a lot longer than that.
Yeah, my scenes are somewhere between 2 to 3. I'm noticing. I do have a couple of scenes that aren't even like 1,000 words, but those are like, yeah, you might want to know that this is happening type of teaser moments for the audience, where, you know, okay, you don't know this because you've been focused on my 2 main characters, but these 2 secondary characters are stirring the pot. And so it'll be like a really quick exchange or something like that. Yeah. And
whale in trouble.
Yeah. So, you know, you show that to your audience so that your audience gets that anticipation. Like, oh, there's going to be fallout. Something's going to happen from what those 2 secondary characters did. When is it going to, you know, just crash into our main characters? That's what I'm hoping I managed to accomplish. And, but there's like 5 of those in the whole 47 scenes. So generally speaking, I've got 2,000 to 3,000 words per scene and 7 chapters in the whole book because, like you just said, it takes place over 7 days. And my book is one of those stories where something happened and then it takes 7 days for everybody to just figure out what the fuck just happened. Like, there's not actually an explosion, but there's an explosion and everybody's like, oh my God, this thing blew up. Oh, why? What happened? What happened? It takes 7 days just for the dust to settle. And so that's my first book. And I'm thinking a chapter a month. I'm thinking I can do more than that. But if I set the goal of a chapter a month, I won't feel like I'm pressured to do this when I have other stuff that I need to do.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so that's my secondary goal. One of my immediate goals that I'm going to be working on for probably the next 2 weeks until it's done is I need to finish my gardening. Like, I've been working on my spring and all that stuff, but this is the home stretch of the gardening. The last of the plants that are really touchy about cold weather need to go in the ground. I've already bought the dirt to mix up. I mix my own dirt, so that's why I think my plants do so good. But it is labor intensive and painstaking, and it is a pain in the ass because I don't know how many people do gardening, but dirt gets real heavy real quick, and especially if it's wet. Oh my God! So if it rains, I have to put out 3 times as much effort as I would have had to the day before with dry dirt. So that's one of my immediate things. I want to get that taken care of in the next 2 weeks tops. It needs to get done right now. And so that's not a main goal, but it is my most pressing. That's what I'm going to be working on after we get off the stream. Actually, I already know what I'm going to go do goal. I'm going to keep up my DBA. I'm setting aside money and all that stuff to get going for my LLC and get all that stuff established. But that's not going to be pressing until I'm at least ready to take on new clients. So in the meantime, I'm just working on it. Buying your DBA is one of the steps because in North Carolina, for you to have an LLC, that is not a, how do they word it? When you automatically have a business that is your name, Amy Nobody would be my name, and I could have, Amy Nobody as the name of my business, or Amy Nobody Gardening or whatever. But in the state of North Carolina, if you want to change that to anything else, you have to have a DBA anyways. Huh. So I'm kind of excited to just buy the DBA now, get it out of the way, make sure nobody takes my name and all that kind of stuff. And it does help me with the beginning of the setup, but all the paperwork and everything that comes after it will have to be one after the other type thing. So it's not pressing, but I am still taking steps to work towards it because that is how I want to do my business moving forward. So keep DBA going is my goal. And I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the name. I'm excited to. I want to lock it down so nobody else can take it. I managed to come up with another name of my actual name for YouTube and Infinity, not to tempt the fates, but my entire name has 10 letters. All three of my names that comprise my real name has 10 letters total. And I actually managed to come up with another name that uses only those 2 letters. And I'm like, lock it down. I want to buy it right now. Nobody else can have it because that's my one shot. That's the one name that's going to work for me. And so that's why I'm excited to just buy the DBA. Just get that. That's mine. Lock it down. And so I'll probably do that. But I'm not going to put it on the to-do list just yet because I don't know if and when, or if it's even smart for me to buy it now and then wait to do the rest of the process. So haven't cleared it up, but I'm going to keep going with my setting money aside and research and make sure everything's taken care of.
Okay.
One of my little goals is keep reading. I keep writing reading on there because I understand why I need to do it. I just forget most of the time. By the time I go to bed at night, I look at my phone for 45 minutes and then I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I'll even put down my phone and do my nails or something to go to bed. So, over the years, I used to be a big reader before I went to sleep, like reading myself to sleep. But reading keeps me awake. Like I will read and be coherent until the point that my eyes are like rolling into my head and I can't even blink anymore. So I kind of got out of the habit of reading myself to sleep because it'll make me stay up, and I have to get up at 5, and my day starts at 5. It's not I need to get up and I have a couple of hours. No, I get up and I start doing what I need to do at 5. So staying up is not an option for me. So I need to really figure out when would be a good time for me to read, like introduce it back as a daily habit thing.
Yeah.
And I wrote down Avatar on here so that I could maybe come up with another one. Or at least I wrote it down so I would implement the other one that I made in a couple of days. So as soon as the Star Wars jokes have died down, I'll change it over to my new one. It's just flowers, Mayflowers. And so yeah, that's all I've got written down for now. Everything else, there's like real life stuff that needs to get done, but I spend hours every day doing domestic stuff, and so I like to not put that on my goals list because I have a chore list that I have as part of my bullet journal. And I have just a grid, it's a grid in the back of the chore list. It's in that the video that we did about our bullet journals closer to the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I still do that. I have a chore chart, and a lot of it's vague. Like I try to do one room a day thing. Like I clean one room top to bottom every day. So no room goes more than a week without getting completely cleaned. And if it's a small room, like I just do the bathrooms, it's done in a couple of hours. And I've got free time, So that's how I manage my housework, and it works for me. And so I don't put stuff like that on my goals list. I try to save my goals list for okay, I'm sitting down, I'm working right now. What is my priority? What am I trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
So that's me. That's all I've got written down so far.
All right. That does bring me to another point. I would actually like to do kind of a Bujo flip through probably in July.
Okay.
Because that would be like the halfway point of the year.
Okay.
If that sounds like something you'd be interested in doing too.
Yeah.
What are you doing? No.
Yeah, I can make that work. I'm only hesitating because I showed you my weekly spread.
Yeah.
And I write sometimes personal stuff like card numbers and passwords and stuff like that in there.
Okay.
But I can take out the extra stuff that I did. Like, okay, I worked on this project for this month. I got my gardening and I made this to-do list and I wrote it out.
Yeah.
I can take those things out in between them.
Okay.
And show some of the weeks where I didn't, set up an account or purchase anything or anything like that as examples. So yeah.
That works.
When do you want to do that? July? Like the beginning of July? Because the end of June will be halfway through the year?
Yeah. Probably sometime between so our next live stream about bi-monthly goals would be probably the first weekend of July.
Okay.
And then we'll do probably about middle of July actually is when we'll plan to do the Bujo flip through.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, plan for that. So middle of July. Okay, I'm writing down notes during this stream too.
Smart.
Because that's the other thing I try to do. I try to include a list of all our goals, past goals, in the description. So I have to keep track of our goals so I can do that.
Yeah.
All right. As far as, let's see. Whoops. Why did it automatically flip into that? Okay, whatever. As far as our next live stream goes for bi-monthly goals, we'll have to get back to you on that because we need to decide what day we're gonna do it. Because I don't want to overlap with someone else's schedule. And since Amber is taking over the 10 a.m. writing slot that Alina used to hold, Saturday's not going to work. So we'll have to figure that out, and we'll get back to you on that. July starts on a Monday, though.
It does. I was just looking at the calendar too.
So,
Sunday is June 30th.
Yeah. But you don't like doing streams on Sundays. So I try to avoid that.
Yeah. I can make it work, though, if we just do it that one time.
Yeah. I like having my weekends free, too. I get to do stuff. I got to come up with a schedule. I got to come up with a writing schedule and live stream schedule.
Yeah.
It's on my goals list.
It's on my goals list.
All right. But thank you for those of you in the comments section for joining us. We'll try to invite more people in the future to join us on the goals.
Yeah, I felt really bad today when I realized that we've been doing all that writing with all these ladies, and then we totally forgot to even say anything.
Yeah.
Both of us did to the group of writing people that we've been writing with. Like, oh man, those are exactly the kind of people to invite to the stream. And oops.
I'm sorry.
Next time we won't do that.
Yeah, I've had it scheduled for a while. I keep flipping back and forth between the 3rd and the 4th because I didn't know which day we were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then when Alina canceled her live stream on Saturday mornings, I was like, that's perfect. Let me go ahead and slip it into that slot. And yeah.
Here
then
you
I
are.
inform everyone.
Somebody.
So
that's good though. That means you have enough people in your circle that there's overlap.
Yeah.
You're networking. It's growing.
But in the future, if you would like to join us on stream to talk about goals, maybe use it as motivation to get some of your goals done, because that's actually what's been helping me. Is if I post these live streams, it forces me to face the fact that public humiliation. It's a great way.
That's always nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you'd like to join us for these live streams, we'll let you know.
You don't have to be a gal to join.
No, I'm actually going to possibly change the name of it to Guys and Gals. Gals and Guys with goals. I like the G alliteration.
Yeah, me too.
For those who know, I'm really into puns and alliteration and all that fun jazz.
Yeah.
There's some come up with a name for the next session, because this one is May the 4th. We with June. We need to come up with a name for July and August. So,
give me a minute. I'll do it. Ruminate and something will pop up
eventually. And I think that's the reason I love them so much, because I can't come up with them to save my life. I'm like, oh, you're brilliant.
It's really cute.
Totally stealing that. All right. But thank you guys for joining us this time. We're actually going to wrap this up. We talked about what we did and did not do in March and April. We set our goals for May and June. Now I've got to actually go write all those goals off of transfer them from off my paper and into my bullet journal.
Woo!
And then I got a couple other things I got to do before I head into town and do all that fun jazz. So, yeah. No idea when the next live stream is going to be at this point.
But some of the other people that we were doing live streams in the month of April
said
that they enjoyed it and they wanted to reinstitute it. So there will be upcoming live streams from some of those other people.
Dana and Alina definitely go. No, go. She's being a brat.
Mama needs her personal space, damn it.
She's really clingy. Like, she'll just come up to me randomly and just hang on my neck, and it actually hurts. Oh, but I forgot. I know Dana's gonna start doing her streams again on Mondays and Wednesdays. Alina's is on Mondays and Wednesdays. Amber's doing hers on Saturdays. Sarah's still got hers on Fridays, and there's several others, but I don't know exact times in yet, so I will have to update that schedule and put it in the description when I do figure that all out. If you are doing a live stream yourself and you want me to add you to the list, let me know what times you're doing your live stream so I can go ahead and get that in there as well and have a master list that I pass on to everyone else. But until next time, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.